What's good, man? It's your boy Lit Rick and his bit reacting to disturbing moments caught on Uber driver cameras, man. Don't get spooked. We stoned late night. Let's get it, man. Let's see what's the wildest things that be happening on these Uber cams. Let's go. Hit that like and sub, and don't forget, Forgotten Palazzo out now, man. Go stream that.
To unpopular notes. Being in the back seat of an Uber can be scary, especially when it's late at night. But it's creepy on both ends, as you're both locked in the car together. We've collected some of the scariest encounters ever caught on camera in rideshare situations like Uber and Lyft. These rides from hell are enough to make some of these drivers rethink their professions, and it won't take long for you to see why. Make sure you watch to the end because you'll be surprised how bad some of these get. Be careful out there. Approached by a stranger. If you were driving home in the middle of the night, how would you feel if someone approached your car and ordered you out? These two girls were faced with that exact situation in an Uber at 3 in the morning. A white car drives around them and stops in the middle of the road to halt their drive effectively. The scariest part is that the girls had little to no control over the situation. Luckily, the Uber driver didn't stop. He listened to the girls as they told him to get away. We have no clue what would have happened if they had listened to the directions. The Uber driver called the police, and the lot of them waited it out, getting away from the road rage assailant. Disgruntled passengers. While unquestionably it's scarier when the situation is going on within the car, some videos depict the moment after, when the angry customer exits the Uber. This Uber driver in question had had enough of his passengers' abuse. 4 intoxicated passengers had been in the car before, and one woman was trying to climb into the front seat. He issued a warning for them to settle down and get in their seats, which was clearly not enough. When he kicked them out of the car for not listening, you can see on the dash cam as they exited the vehicle. Suddenly you can hear someone banging as one of the passengers begins to kick and knee the side of the car. They left, but not before tossing rocks at the vehicle, which the driver claimed they went on to cause upwards of $2,000 worth of damage to the car. Taxi driver confronts Uber driver. Here we have a clip of this taxi driver deciding, during an anti-Uber demonstration, to attack an incoming Uber driver. Emotions were high, and a protest could upset many. Still, this man begins to bang on the windows of the car of the Uber, trying to either damage it or rile up the driver. The driver quickly gets away, but not without a bit of a chase. He can't exactly go into oncoming traffic, so at least for a moment, he's stuck with the barrage of assault from the disgruntled cabbie. Woman strangles and bites her driver. This Florida woman clearly suffered from some sort of psychotic break as she lunged from her back seat to attack her young Uber driver. As the victim tried to pull over, the woman crawled over and bit the back of his neck hard enough to tear and leave a bloody wound. Allegedly, the woman was drunk during the assault, probably explaining her behavior. Still, it does seem a bit extreme at that. While we don't have dash cam footage of this one either, luckily pedestrians caught this assault fully on tape. The woman not only was removed and banned from the Uber system, but charged with assault and tampering with a witness. But if you think this one is insane, make sure to watch through to the end to see what number 1 brings. It's terrifying. Mass dispute turned ugly. Several Las Vegas women were arrested over this. Still, the dashcam footage shows an altercation turned real ugly fast. The attack seemed to be based on a man being a South Asian immigrant, as he works to support his family back in Nepal. The maskless woman coughed on him, tried to grab his phone and ripped his mask off. And once they left, they sprayed what is to believe pepper spray back into the car.
You don't touch my property.
The woman faced charges of robbery, assault and battery, conspiracy, among other charges. It's terrifying to be locked in a car with your attackers like this, and luckily this man was able to get himself away from the potentially life-threatening, racially charged attack. Passenger with no boundaries. Again, being locked in the car with someone can be scary on both sides. This Uber driver tries multiple times to get his passenger to stop touching him, something he seems unwilling to comply with. The passenger went on to unbuckle and began to attack his driver, putting them both at risk of crashing the car in the process. He kicked the belligerent passenger out, but the scariest part about all of this is that the man seems entirely out of it, like he doesn't fully know what he's doing at any point. While obviously the driver needs to prioritize his own safety, the idea of this man being out on the road like that after the altercation is terrifying.
He came out of his seat on top of me, and when he did, I kind of grabbed my steering wheel so I wouldn't crash the car.
Assailant at large. When you're behind the wheel, you're just as at the mercy as your passengers are. This driver handled himself very well, even as the customer chugged down bottle after bottle of alcohol in the back. He moves to the front seat and begins to threaten his driver. When the driver calmly states he's going to call the police,
I call the cops. I call the cops.
I would never want to deal with people like this.
things turn violent. The driver was lucky enough to escape from the altercation, but the assailant did get away mostly without repercussion. Uber was never served with a warrant, and the assaulted driver has stated he doesn't feel safe enough to resume his work on the road.
I'm fucking someone up.
Robbery caught on camera. This video doesn't have any sound, but it does give us a clear view of what's going on. The older driver does manage to keep his cool at gunpoint, but didn't get out scot-free. He was beaten and robbed before the assailant fled the scene. The video mostly speaks for itself, but we can only imagine what was going through the driver's head as he hands over what he has to the man in the back. Unwilling getaway driver. Luckily, this isn't a situation many of us can relate to, hopefully at least. The driver was made out to be an unwilling getaway driver for someone escaping a crime scene. The passengers in question had just gone through with a bank heist and used the Uber to flee the scene. While you can expect to get many unlikely characters in your Uber driving career, the suspect seemed to have some modern-day Robin Hood fantasy, giving the money he stole away to the people on Ocean Drive. Luckily for the driver, he was able to live stream the incident on Facebook. The suspect's ranting and raving were immortalized on video for his viewers to see and later the FBI to use while narrowing down their search.
That shit crazy how shit just be getting
Backseat possession. How would you react if you thought someone was possessed in your back seat? Probably not as well as this Uber driver did. The man exhibits a nearly supernatural chill as the woman in the back seat writhes around, her head lolling, speaking almost what sounds like tongues.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
She's well past the point of inebriation, of course, and this explains her behavior.
I don't know what you mean.
The man must have had so much going through his head, as the woman's friend seemed to not react throughout the whole ordeal.
Hey, where's my phone? It's right here. Come on. I got it. Come on.
Sometimes terrifying things are immortalized on camera, inside an Uber or Lyft. Most of us know how to behave ourselves, but sometimes people take advantage of that close proximity. Have you ever had something insane happen to you while getting a ride home? Let us know your experience in the comments below. If you like this video and would like to see more of it, then make sure to leave a like so we know what you think and can continue to bring you the kind of videos you want to see. Make sure you check out the other videos on this channel for more dark, creepy, and unsettling videos just like this. We'll see you on a new terrible story.